And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer.
Howdy folks, Darren back with you, Cross Timbers Farm. Welcome to 8th Day Chronicles. Glad to have you with us today. Mid-November already on the farm. My, does time fly. Out inspecting our hay fields today. Doing a little work around the farm. Still got some cleanup going on. Actually a lot of cleanup going on from the hurricane that we experienced in late September. It was devastating to this area, but we're doing well. Our final hay cut of 2024 is done. This is a little unusual that we are filming after the fact to introduce a video. And I'll explain that. Hay season for 2024 as far as harvesting hay is complete. We're done. The footage that's going to follow this introduction to this video took place about 2 weeks ago. And the reason that this introduction part is after the fact is my fault. I got all the camera equipment ready and got all this footage filmed of baling, our final baling of 2024. And I forgot to turn the audio on on the camera. So you'll have to forgive me for that. There's some really good footage that I didn't want to just erase because it had no audio on it. So we're going to have to, nobody wants to sit and watch a video in silence. So we'll put over some good bluegrass music or something to help with the entertainment value of it. But our hay season is finished as far as harvesting hay. Now begins the work of soil samples, lime, frost seeding, things of that nature. Hay season around here never stops. Even though we say hay season's over, when I say that, I'm referring to the actual work of raking, baling, cutting, things of that nature. Harvesting hay, in other words. That's over for the year. Our season is done. And I hope soon to sit down with y'all and go through our hay season and how our hay season went, an overview of it, ups and downs. But we'll get into that in another video. We cut for the baling footage you're fixing to see. We cut the hay in our lower 2/3 of our main hay field a couple days after we cut the test plot in the upper 1/3. And there was more hay in this lower 2/3 than the test plot and the upper third combined. More hay here, but still not a lot. That's relative to what we got on the other sections. We have not cut our reclaimed field, and we're gonna rename that reclaimed field. We've had one full season of cutting hay on that reclaimed field, 2 full cuts, and it done really well. It's coming along. Every year that we've worked on that reclaimed field, it gets better and better. And the cuts we got off of it this year, especially the second cut, produced better than mediocre hay. It was pretty good hay. The first cut mediocre, the second cut was better than mediocre. I think next year, if we'll stay on top of it, we might get some high quality hay off that field. So we're going to start calling that our west field. That's no longer the reclaimed field because we reclaimed it for the last several years. Now it's producing hay, so we're going to start referring to that field as our west field. This last baling went really smooth, no issues. The baler ran good, there was just not a lot of hay. And that's relative to what we had been getting before. Third cut off this main hay field for the year. There's a side of me that says we should have left this main hay field and the test plot and just forsook this last cutting and let it go into winter with a little higher height on the hay to be more healthy for our grasses going through the winter. But we had the hurricane come through, and we had a lot of farmers and people in this area that lost their hay. So we decided we were going to cut this regardless. It was going to be really high quality hay, just not a lot of it. But we were going to try to do our part to donate that hay, and we did. When the baling was complete, we got it put in the storages. We made contacts with some people that was in need of hay, and we contacted them. They came with a trailer, and we loaded the hay, all the hay off this third and fourth cutting into their trailer and donated it to them. That was a good feeling. I was glad to do that for those folks, to get them some hay to help them through the winter. It was not enough to get them through the whole winter, but it was enough to get them a good start replenishing their hay. So there's not a single bale of hay left on this farm. It's all gone. All of our first, second, third cuttings were sold. The fourth cutting off the test plot and the third cutting off the main hay field's what we donated. And there just wasn't a lot of it, but what was there was high quality hay. It was good stuff. So we donated that to them, and farmers take care of farmers. That's communities take care of communities. We take care of each other, and we were happy to do that, thrilled to do it for them. So our hay season's done. We got a lot of footage here coming up on baling that I just didn't want to disregard that footage because there were no audio on it. Susan helped me do some filming, and I forgot to turn the microphones on. Just things going on, and I forgot. It's my fault. The reason there's no audio on it, but it's some pretty good footage of baling, using the Farm Maxx / Redlands 330 2x2 round baler and our Kubota L3200 tractor. We made some nice bales for these people. There's not a lot of them. High quality orchard, tall fescue and Timothy. It's good hay. It is really good hay. Dry down was a little tough. It took us 5 full days of dry down. We cut late evening when we cut that hay. So if you counted that, it would have been 6. But we don't count that, so we cut it late. We cut it late evening for higher levels of sugar and starches in the hay. And then after we cut it, it was 5 full days. On the 5th day, we baled. And everything ran real smooth. The new moisture meter worked good. The Tytan baling twine that we used this year, 2 thumbs up. That's now my go-to baling twine. That stuff's great. This Kubota L3200 4-wheel drive tractor has ran through our hay season like a champ. This is a fantastic little tractor. And I'm not, I've said it before, I'm not color loyal when it comes to tractors. I like them all. It don't matter if it's a green tractor or a blue tractor, or a red tractor or an orange tractor. I like them. I will say that this little Kubota has been a fantastic tractor. All of our hay equipment running good this hay season. So our baling's done for the year, and we hope you enjoy this footage. It's coming up, and like I said, there's no audio to the actual footage except at the end. There is some clips toward the end of the ending of the baling and hauling hay out of the field that at that point I realized the audio was off and turned it on. So there is some audio at the end, but most of the baling footage there is none. So to keep that from just being stagnant with no audio on it and total silence, we'll overlay some rhythm to go along with that baler for entertainment purposes. But I hope you enjoy the footage of this Maxx 330 mini round baler in action, and the Kubota. They turned out good, really good quality, but the volume was so low that if it hadn't been for the hurricane victims and people needing hay, I would have just forsook this cutting. But we wanted to do our part and help some folks, and that was a good thing. So dry down for this last baling was kind of tough. Short hay is kind of mean to deal with. Tedding, raking, baling. The baler with real short hay kind of tends, those pickup teeth kind of tends to tumble the short hay, and it don't pick it up as good as a normal cutting of hay. But it come out okay. It come out where we had some really high quality bales, and we checked moisture on every single bale when we put them into the sheds for storage till the folks come pick them up. And the average moisture content was about 12%. Really good color in the haze, you'll see in some of the footage. So let's go get the footage rolling of this baling. Hope you enjoy it. final cut of 2024 is done. 2024 hay season in the books. We're finished. This was the very last bale we made, and it's about 3/4 of a bale. We manually twine wrapped this one because I ran around the field lap after lap, picking up every last piece of hay I could get up, because I knew the volume was going to be on the low side, so we picked up everything we could. Premium hay, it's good hay. The only thing that I can say, and I'll tell whoever gets this hay, that I don't like about this hay, is it's got leaves in it. There is some leaves, oak leaves, red oak and white oak leaves from the hurricane. It blew leaves all over our field where normally there's only leaves on the edges down next to the tree line. And this cutting, there was leaves all over the field, everywhere. Not just like tons of them, but if you go through this hay, you'll start seeing some leaves. Like right here's one. That's an oak leaf. And there was nothing I could do about it. You would have had to got out here in this field with, they were down in kind of in the grass, and you'd have been out here with a leaf blower for a day or longer, and maybe even longer than that, picking them by hand. Some of them wouldn't come out. That's just about impossible to do, the man hours that have been involved in that. So it is what it is. This baling's got some leaves in it. And like I said, it's from the hurricane, so not a lot. I'm not talking the bale was 50% leaves. I mean, they're minute in there, but they are there. There's some there. And we'll explain that to our customers and the people we donate this hay to. So 2024 hay season in the books. We're done. Just got done cleaning out the baler. Boy, it's nasty. I'm going to do a thorough clean on it, taking the back cover off and all that type of stuff in a month or so. I'm not in a big hurry. This has been a hectic, busy hay season, and I'm going to take a couple of weeks away from the hay field here now that we're done. We have to wash our tractor. It's filthy, just covered in dust, hay dust and chaff. The baler's fairly clean, but it needs a thorough cleaning, and we'll do that. 2024 hay season, we set records. This was the third cut off our main hay field, the most we've ever got to 2. We got 4 cuts off our test plot. The most we've ever gotten was 3. And cutting 4 cuts off that test plot could have been a mistake. I won't do that again next year. I'm just going to schedule it for 3 cuts, because if you schedule 4 on your calendar and you start cutting, trying to get 4 cuts in, and something happens with the weather, it crunches it so bad it's impossible to do. So next year, probably only 3 cuts off the test plot, and let it go into winter a little bit long so it winters well. So hay season's done. On a hay farm, hay season is actually never really done. This winter we'll be liming and soil tests and stuff like that, always preparing for next year. So we're going to gather up our bales out of the field. I'll be back with you in the next video with some numbers from our hay season. How much better did we do than last year? I know we got more cuts, but what's your bale totals, and how much better did it go with the soil amendments and all the things we done to our hay? That's upcoming, so stay with us for that. Once we rest a bit and then crunch some numbers, I'll bring all those numbers to you. Thank you for being with us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us through our absence from Hurricane Helene. We were unable to upload videos for almost a month. Well, it was a month, and it was what it was. Prayers appreciated for folks that are still suffering from damage and destruction from that hurricane. Those that lost loved ones, pray for them. And we really appreciate you. And we pray that God blesses you and your family. Hope you all have a fantastic day.